You know what letter that is, Grover?
I think so.
What letter is this?
Q.
Q. This is indeed a Q.
Minutes, but we do know this, the context of why we're seeing the president kind of gin up into high gear, this notion that there's a nefarious group of officials that are out to spy on you and do you harm. Context is we now have more than a dozen House Republicans calling for the appointment of a second special counsel. Why? To take a closer look at alleged abuses carried out by the FBI in its investigation into the Trump campaign and Hillary Clinton's email server. One of the people making the case is House Republican Jim Jordan of Ohio. Jim, always good to see you, and I need your help this morning.
All right. I'll try to provide some help here this morning, Chris.
No, always a plus. So let's use the president's tweets as a spine for the discussion, and you answer in context any way you want.
All right.
The president is now calling the use of this confidential source who apparently contacted people in the campaign or related to as satellites of the campaign, Spygate. Do you believe that we have any factual basis for saying that there was a spy in the Trump campaign?
Well, if you read the New York Times piece, they talk about this individual. They give all kinds of details about this individual.
Not as a spy. Continue.
And the fact that he met with all kinds of folks on kind of the periphery of the Trump campaign. But I think you have to, so it sure looks like that was the case, but we're going to wait and see. That's why Chairman Nunes has been requesting information to actually show that this took place, and the Department of Justice has been reluctant to give it to him. So let's hope that that actually happens. But Chris, when you couple it with what we do know they did, 5 of the top people at the FBI have been fired, like James Comey or Andrew McCabe. Andrew McCabe actually faces a criminal referral. 3, like Jim Baker, Peter Strzok, and Lisa Page, have all been demoted and reassigned. And 2 of those 3 have retired in just the last 3 weeks. So when you have 5 of the top people who, oh, by the way, happen to be the same people who ran the Clinton investigation and then launched the Trump-Russia investigation, that should be pause for concern. And again, when you couple it with what we know about the dossier and how that was used, I think all this points to why we need information and why months ago we called for a second special counsel to get to the bottom of this, and why now we have 25 individuals in the House of Representatives who supported Mr. Zeldin's resolution.
All right. Now, I wanted you to be able to get out your full case there. Thank you for doing so. 25, not an impressive number, especially with how many people you have who are trying to support the president's theories, no matter how wild they are. It seems to me, Jim, if you were right about this.
The chairman of the judiciary has called for it. The chairman of the oversight committee has called for it.
Right, but you only have 25 people.
The majority, we just introduced it yesterday. The majority whip has called for it. The majority leader has called for it. So this is a number of people who have real influence in the House of Representatives are calling for a second special counsel to get answers.
But the rank and file is slow on it because they know that it seems to be something that would take us down the road of more of the same in terms of politicized nonsense. But this is why I say that, Jim. Let me give you a chance to respond to this. If what you just said was not true, that these people hadn't been removed, that people who were identified as being in some way negative influences on the administration of justice, if they hadn't been dealt with, if they were still there, then you would have something, my friend. You'd be able to say, how is McCabe still there? How are Strzok and Page and Brennan and these other ones, how are they still in office? How can you say that they're there and this is fair? But none is there. They've all been moved away, and you have an inspector general who's got way more staff than you will ever be able to put together for a special counsel, who outed McCabe, who has done a review of what happened with the Clinton email scandal, which you guys keep saying is damning.
And he's the guy who gave us the Strzok Page text messages. You're right. The Inspector General's
done good work. So they can do the job. Why try to create another politicized mess? Why?
Because according to the Attorney General, when you have extraordinary circumstances, that's when you name a special counsel. If this is an extraordinary circumstances where 5 of the top people at the FBI have been, as I said, fired or demoted, and many of them have retired, and when you have all that going on and you have those people, the FBI take a disproven, salacious dossier to the secret court to get a secret warrant to spy on a fellow American citizen. And when they go to the court, they don't tell them 2 important facts, namely who paid for it, the Democrat National Committee, and the author of the dossier, Christopher Steele, had been fired by the FBI because he was out leaking information. They didn't tell the court those 2 important pieces of information.
All right.
Chris, you go to court,
You're flooding the zone.
We got to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. And the FBI should have to do the same darn thing.
You're flooding the zone, and if you want to tell the whole truth, then don't shade everything. They did trust Steele. They didn't like that he went out. That severed the relationship. It wasn't that they didn't trust his sourcing or his work. They did disclose where the dossier came from. It is not all false allegations in that dossier. You know this to be the case, even though you have never seen the FISA application yourself.
A year and a half later, not one bit of evidence, any type of collusion, any type of coordination between the Trump campaign and Russia.
Jim, that is demonstrably false. We have tons of proof.
False. Even Democrats are saying
we
that.
have tons of proof.
Even the New York Times said that last week, Chris.
Listen,
you know that's the case.
Talking over me does not silence the points. They have to come out. We have to have this conversation so people who think independently can make decisions. There is tons of proof of potential collusion.
Oh, I lost Chris.
We don't know.
Oh, I lost you first. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, sure you did. No,
I did.
Look,
say it again.
No, I believe you, brother. I believe you.
Okay.
There's tons of proof of potential collusion. The things that were said, the things that were done were in bad discretion, bad choices, and then you have to look at what the motivations are. We don't know the conclusions on those by this special counsel. To get ahead of those conclusions is misleading. But FISA, as a tool, was created by Congress to make sure you don't have secret surveillance, that it must be vetted by a judge. So that process in and of itself is a safeguard. And what I don't get about the special counsel is what he said in the memo, Rosenstein. I read it 5 times last night to try to understand where you guys are coming from. The extraordinary circumstance was that the DOJ couldn't properly investigate this president because of what was clear in the dynamic. He got rid of Comey. He was asking questions about the investigation. Sessions had to recuse himself. That is what triggered Rosenstein to bring in the special counsel. You don't have that here because you have all your own people in charge, Jim.
Yeah. Wow. Welcome to the Patriot Hour. This is Michael. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. What you just witnessed there, folks, is much more of the same crap that's been going on. This Chris Cuomo, CNN guy, he did this a year ago when Trump came out with the first tweet talking about Obama spied. He's like, there's absolutely no proof, da 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 da. For 5 months, all these channels went over, there's no proof, no nothing. And then when it started coming out, they backpedaled, and it was more like, well, it looks like they were getting this Carter Page and this other guy, but not Trump. So Trump's tweet was still wrong. No. Again, now we're finding out there was moles, and they're trying to spin it more. These people are the oversight committees. They have the right to look in. Yeah, we're supposed to trust the FISA, trust the courts, trust this. But if there's abuses and the clear case, he's acting like, oh, you got rid of these people that you kind of keep finding that are bad, and they got removed. If they were still there, there'd be a problem. Well, guess what? These people that just now got out, Chris Cuomo, they were there the whole time investigating Hillary when she was found not guilty, and there was clear crimes. And then you roll into this Trump thing, and there's no evidence, no proof, no nothing. And we were seeing biasness, and they all got removed. But it was the same people that were in the last investigation. So did Hillary get a really fair trial? Or a fair, not a trial because she never went to court, but a fair investigation? Probably not. Everyone's acting real funny about this. Super, super funny, folks. Time will tell. Time will tell as more proof comes out. All right, so we got some more new Anon Q clearance updates, breadcrumbs. Let's get right into them here. Okay, the last one I read was 1433 in the series. So we're going to come up here to 1434. This was May 22nd. So it's a little behind, folks. I'm just going to read it because I did read some of these yesterday, but I didn't get a chance to do a video. Actually, I did do 1434. I'm going to go 1435. I did do, that was my last title of my video. So I did do 1434, folks. We're going to come over here to 1435, May 22nd. This came out at 12:30. Neely OHR ham radio. Sometimes conspiracy theories are not theory. Neela Orr, OHR Orr, is the wife of DOJ Deputy Bruce Orr, and she is an employee with Fusion GPS. Why would she apply for a ham radio license a month after Fusion GPS contracted MI6 agent Christopher Steele? Interesting. Why would she apply for a ham radio license a month after Fusion GPS contracted with MI6 agent Christopher Steele? Okay, 1436 in the series. Got a JPEG here by an anonymous. So you have the Honorable Christopher Wray, May 21st, 2018. January 8th, 2017, 12:08, FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe sent an email to senior FBI leadership with the subject line, "Flood is coming." Mr. McCabe wrote, CNN is close to going forward with the sensitive story. The trigger for them, CNN, is they know the material was discussed in the brief and presented in an attachment. January 8th, 2017 at 12:55. So 40 some minutes after that, Mr. McCabe emailed then Deputy Attorney General Sally Yates and then Principal Deputy Attorney General Matthew Axelrod with the subject line, "News." Mr. McCabe wrote, "Just an FYI," and as expected, it seems CNN is close to running a story about the sensitive reporting. This anonymous Great Awakening poster puts Rapid Fire, a movie by that name involving a corrupt FBI. Flood is coming equals Flood Deputy Director Andrew McCabe sent an email with the subject line, "Flood is coming," indicating CNN is going to run a sensitive story. CNN equals CNN is targeted, but then so is McCabe for classified information to them. Q puts at May 27 at 13:04 p.m. on May 22nd. It's happening. Q. Again, that was 1436 in the series, and that came at 13:04 on the 22nd. I got a couple pictures here. High up in the sky there over, looks like some water, ocean. Got another one. Okay, so 1438 in the series. Air Force One pics, same set as November 2017 Q trip code. Proof that Q equals same Q as always. Direct SOT at course C. 1507, this came out on the 22nd, so 3:07 p.m. Identification reconfirmed. V 11.9 sequence attack with an S in the kill box anticipated. Coronated. Why are they continuing? Internal. Attacks will intensify all sides. Yeah, it's getting pretty bad. So 1439, last one on this 22nd, Unity not Division. Last post was simply for identification reconfirmation, or reconfirm. Fox News article, political FBI to DOJ brief lawmakers. Who is missing from the scheduled meeting? Rod Rosenstein. Who is Ed O'Callahan? Acting. Ed, declass. Payne, enjoy the show. Who else wasn't going to be there, they were saying. And that would have happened today. They had this DOJ, FBI, and Intelligence Committee brief, or Congress, the guys in the in the intel sector. And I can't remember who wasn't going to be showing up on the left. Very interesting, folks. They're going to spin. They're going to sit here, and this is how they do it. They're going to say, no, 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 we didn't have a spy in there. Once it gets really confirmed, they're going to, well, that's not what we consider a spy. It's textbook definition. Doesn't matter where it happens at, where you do it at, and if it's for what you consider good or not. It's spying. Nefarious or for good. Trump should be happy we had a guy in there. Again, they had two ways to do this. If it wasn't about Trump and it was just about Russians, they could have came to Trump. Everyone wants to be like, well, they don't do that. They wouldn't have done that. Well, the minute the story broke in the news, they also had the fact of, the last story that broke on, the minute something breaks, they have this information anyway. So they could have done it, folks. The FBI, these three-letter agencies rely on citizens to give them information all day long for the last 20, 30, 40 years, and that's how they operate. They have the common courtesy to do it backwards. If they had a guy, this Carter Page or whatever, that they investigated several years before the Trump campaign, and they found him to be, not a really good character, and then they see him close to the Trump campaign, they would have done the courtesy thing. Instead, we'll just get an undercover guy in there and see what this Carter Page does. Maybe they made Carter Page go there. It seems like that's something like they were doing. They had moles in there. They had bad actors. People put there on purpose to try to do things with the undercover people and then talk about it and then get record of it and then use it to bash Trump. It didn't look like it worked out too well for them. And the other half of their plan was that Hillary would win. So it all kind of went to shit for them. All right, we'll do one more update here. We're at the 17-minute mark. And there is nothing. So 22nd was the last one. Nothing on the 23rd. And today is the 24th. And nothing yet. So we'll keep, I got the studio up, computer up. Anything drops, I'm planning on doing another video here in a little bit. Had a busy last 30, 40 hours. So I literally just got back here to my house, to the studio. So I look forward to some more videos tonight. Again, if you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. Again, I'm Michael. This is a Patriot Hour update video. We just put out a good 40-minute episode the other day for the weekly Patriot Hour. Again, tune in. Don't miss any of our updates. So subscribe, ring the bell, drop us a comment, drop us an email, share the video to the multiple platforms, get the word out. It is going down, folks. There's lots going down here. Lots of things are going to be coming out. It's just going to undo about half this country and what they believed in. So get ready for it, buckle up, and enjoy the show. Like Hugh says, pain is coming. They're going to be bringing the pain. And the attacks will intensify. They're going to intensify way worse than what they are. So buckle up, get prepared, and some probably other channels are going to be dropping from it. We already saw the first round. It's only going to get a little worse. But enjoy the show. Enjoy the show and look for the facts. Again, listen to everything you can. Watch as much as you can. Take it all in. Believe none of it until you yourself can come to a good conclusion and validate some of it as much as you can. Other than that, you're going to see it unfold on some of these channels. They're not going to be able to hide it anymore. It's going to come, like they said, from the bottom up. That's what they typically do. So they're going to, like I said, on the FBI mole, no, no, no. When it comes out, well, he needed to be there. It was for the good of the country. And then once they find out it was for political purposes, then it'd be like, well, how could we have known? Some of these channels won't ever get to that point. Even when people are being arrested and hauled off, they will flip it to be that, oh, wow, this is a conspiracy on these people. It's sick. These people are sick, and what they're doing is the highest crimes imaginable. I'm Mike, Patriot Hour. Talk to you here. We'll see you here at the next update video. Appreciate it. See you soon.
You know what letter that is, Grover?
I think so.
What letter is this?
Q.
Q. This is indeed a Q.
I found it.